Hey there, I'm Natalie and welcome to my YouTube channel, Natalie Core. This channel is now dedicated to Pilates for runners. So although most of my classes are going to be aimed at runners from a Pilates point of view, you can still do this class even if you don't run. You will find it beneficial. It will help you strengthen in some way regardless. We are starting today standing on the mat. So you can stand towards the centre of the mat for now, with your feet hip distance parallel, hands beside you, starting with some Pilates roll downs to begin with. Take a deep inhale into the pair. Exhale, nod your chin to your chest, starting to mobilise your spine as you round your spine to roll down. Do soften your knees, allow your fingers to physically touch the ground at the bottom. Inhale to pause here. Exhale, slowly restacking your spine. I mean nice and slowly, let your head be the last thing to come up. 2 more times, take a deep inhale in. Exhale, chin to chest, roll down through your spine, bending your knees. Allow your fingers to touch the ground at the bottom. Inhale to pause. Exhale, slowly start to restack your spine 1 vertebra at a time. And again, your head is the last thing to come up. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, rounding down. And again, do bend your knees. We're not really looking to stretch your hamstrings right now, so soften your knees as much as you can. Allow the fingers to touch the ground onto your mat. Inhale here. Exhale, come up to standing. Take your time, but this time you will stay standing when you come all the way up. Once you come to stand into your parallel squats, your feet should just be hip distance, not much wider than that. And from here we start to bend our knees, and we're sitting the tailbone down to the ground. Now feel free to reach your arms out nice and long. And then bring yourself back to stand. As you go into your squats, allow your knees to track over your toes. So knees are going forwards rather than to the sides or inwards. So we're going over the toes as opposed to out or in with the knees. And each time you go into that squat, think about your tailbone lengthening down to the ground. So what I mean by that is we're not sticking the bum back behind us. That creates the arch we don't want. We're trying to take that anterior pelvic tilt out. Think about the tailbone lengthening down to the ground, lifting up through your abdominals as well here. And feel free to inhale as you bend into your knees. And exhale as you come up to stand. Inhale, knees bend. Exhale to extend. Good, so we're thinking about really working into our thighs here, also into those glutes, but knees tracking over the toes. And because we want to be running with our knees tracking over the toes, this is a great time to correct any kind of collapsing in or kind of moving out to the side. So our face to you, collapsing in will be kind of collapsing in when the knees knock sometimes when people run. That can be also down to the feet as well, to be fair. But thinking about knees tracking over toes forwards rather than out or in as you go into your squats. Let's go for 4, 3, 2. Now come to stand on this next one and stay standing into our calf raises. Feel free to have your hands onto your hips. Nice and slowly, exhale, let the heels peel off the ground. Inhale, heels melt down towards the floor once more. So exhale, heels to lift. And inhale, heels to lower. Now I want you to take your time. This is not a race. Take your time with control to come up into your toes. Calf raises are paramount to running, especially your running efficiency. We want to be thinking more of landing on the midfoot when we run, rather than the heels, and using calf raises to strengthen, of course, your calves here will help you safely land on your midfoot, so you don't bring injury to your calves really. I'm not talking about how you run specifically today in the class, I'm just giving you an idea that if you land on a heel, that often causes more knee issues. We want to take the weight into the midfoot, but before we take the weight into the midfoot, we've got to strengthen those calves there. So exhale to lift, inhale to lower. We think about having strong hips to avoid having shaking in your ankles. This is really great for conditioning your feet and bringing strength to your ankles. Let's go for 4. Let's go for 3. Let's go for 2. Now we combine these two first moves. So we take it into a squat, we come back to stand, we let the heels lift, and we lower the heels down. Squat and stand. Now can you exhale when you're standing to lift the heels? Inhale, heels lower into your squat. Exhale, straighten, heels come up. Inhale, lower, and then into your squat. And again, when you go into your parallel squat position, just watch the back wanting to go into an arch. Think about the tailbone lengthening down towards the ground, lifting up into your abdominals. So we're keeping that control in our movement overall. Holding the parallel squat on this next one. And when you come into a parallel squat, have your hands onto your hips here. Keeping that hinge forward, so we're leaning into it. We've got our weight a bit more into the front of our foot here, so mid to front foot here. And we're staying with the bent knees for alternating heel raises. Lifting your right heel up first, lowering the right heel down. Lifting the left heel up, lowering the left heel down. So I was saying a moment ago that calf raises are really good for you in terms of running, to bring your weight a bit more into the front of your foot. So we're less likely to kind of injure the knee by landing on the heel, and also landing on the heel can slow down your movement, bringing their weight into the front of the foot, helps you go a little bit quicker when you're running. We've got to bring the strength into the calves, but we also want to bring the strength into a part of our calf called the soleus. So we really want to do this in a bent knee position, like we're doing now, with the calf raises, to bring that strength there too. Single calf raises. If you want to make it harder, both heels come up and down together. Now, if you're doing both heels up and down, we're not bobbing the head up and down, okay? So we're going to keep this nice stillness in our torso as we exhale, heels lift, inhale, heels lower. Again, you're welcome to do the single alternating calf raise in this bent knee position, or feel free to join me with both heels coming up and down, a slightly harder option here. Keep working here, exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Now, as we continue the calf raise, I want to add a bit of arm work here. So reach your arms out, palms are facing down. Now, when the heels come up, bring the hands behind your head. Reach your arms forwards and diagonal line when the heels go down. So we exhale and we inhale. This is a nice way to open up across your chest. You really want to think about being very open across the top part of your body when you're running. So you keep your posture long as you run as well. So you stand tall when you run. I know we're hinging forwards right now, but we want to avoid kind of collapsing into a run. We're being nice and open across the front of the body as well. Let's go for 4. Let's go for 3. Let's go for 2. Now, can you keep your heels up in this last one? Feel free to interlace the hands behind your head. Again, think about lifting up into your abdominals, tailbone lengthening down towards the ground. Can you have both heels off the ground? Otherwise, have one heel up and alternate for the second part of the hold. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Change those if you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down. And come to stand, nicely done. Moving into our lunges from here. Step in your left foot forwards, please, and then your right foot steps back, bringing your right knee down to the ground. Now, I want you to think about having your left knee, for the moment, over your ankle, and your right knee under your hip. This is just an easy way for us to set up the movement. So left knee over ankle, right knee under hip, and have your hands into your hips from here. Now come to stand nice and tall. Now, when you bend your knees, I actually want you to bring your weight forwards. So you're bending both knees, but you're bringing your weight forwards in that front knee. And then come to stand nice and tall. So bend both knees and bring your weight forwards into that front knee. Now, the reason why I'm going for a knees over toes type lunge is because this helps you bring some more mobility into your ankles, which you need for running, and also helps you to bring a bit more strength to your shins. So if you suffer from shin splints when you're running, this is a really good one to help you bring that strength into your shins, but also bring a bit more range of mobility into your ankles. You need to have really good mobility in your feet as one as well. So let's keep going here. As we drive that bottom knee down, we get a bit of kind of movement working into our hip flexor on the right side as well. So really great for working our strength here overall in running. Otherwise, normally I'd say track your knee over your toe, your knee over your ankle, but knees over toes. This one is specific for us as one is here. Let's go for 4, 3, 2. Now hold in that lunge position. Think about drawing into your central ribs in, abdominals lifted. We go back to that calf raise just in the left heel here. We exhale the left heel up. Inhale, release down to the ground. So in that bent knee position, working into SLAs here. So go up and down. Can we do 3 more? Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. 2 more. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower, and then come to stand nice and tall once more. Now from here, come into that lunge, stay in this lunge position. Keep the knee tracking over the toes here, and the right knee is also driving down. Hands spread, heart center, elbows wide. Exhale, rotate to your left. Inhale, come to center. We're staying in that lunge hold, and then we're adding that rotation. Now, we can't just really only focus on our legs when it comes to running. We need a strong core as well. We actually want to be doing standard type of Pilates movements here. Rotation being one, which is really great for your spine. Just for 4, 3, 2, come back to center 1, and start up nice and tall. Stepping your right foot forwards, parallel to your left foot. Bring yourself back into that parallel lunge position. Bend your knees and hinge towards that diagonal line. Again, tailbone lengthening down to the ground. Feel free to have the hands to prayer to heart center or hands to your hips, whichever one you prefer here. Now this left knee is going to stay in this diagonal line over your toes, and we're stepping the right toes back and forth. If you do a former, think like a scooter here, looking to activate that left side glute. So the exhale, step the right toes back. Inhale, toes to toes by your left toe. So exhale, step back. Inhale, bring it in. You're keeping that hinge over your left thigh, and watch the back, because where you get the weight down this left leg and the glute starts to fire up, you might collapse into your back body. So keep lengthening the tailbone down to the ground. Exhale, step back. Inhale, toes forwards. Keep going here. Really press into the front of that left foot and keep the knees tracking over toes. Let's go for 4. Let's go for 3. Let's go for 2. And bring it back in on 1. And stand nice and tall. We repeat that whole sequence now on the other side. So start standing upright as we are. Step your left toes back. Drive your left knee down to the ground. So right now, start with the right knee in line with the ankle and the left knee under the hip. So you're kind of 90-90 here. And then bring yourself up to stand nice and tall with your legs in this position. Now, as we go into lunge, we're thinking right knee going ahead of the ankles and knees over toes. And then we come to stand nice and tall again. We exhale into lunge, knee goes forwards over toes, and the knee wants to be tracking over toes, don't forget. So just watch the collapsing of the knee going in or out to the side. Think forwards and back. Good. We stay down in that lunge at the moment for the calf raise that's coming, a single heel calf raise. In 4, in 3, in 2, we hold here. 5 heel raises on this right side. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Keep it nice and strong. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. 3 more. Peel that heel off the ground. And lower down. 2 more. Lift. Lower. Last one. Lift. Lower. Take a little reset. Stand nice and tall. Into our rotation from here. So we bend the knees again. Again, we want to have the right knee over toes, left going down towards the ground. We hold this stance, really press into the front of your foot. Hands to prayer here, elbows wide. Exhale, rotate to your right this time. Inhale, come back through center. So moving our spine. We're still in a core control for our running. And we want to still keep our foundations, moving our spine in different directions. Let's do 2 more. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Last one, take it to the right, back to centre, stand tall, step your left toes forwards beside your right toes once more. So into our kind of like a reformer scooter, but without the reformer. Feet again parallel, soften knees, lengthen tailbone down to the ground, you're at a diagonal line. We keep this hinge in our upper body, either hands to prayer or hands to your hips. As you exhale, step the left toes back. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, step back. Inhale, bring it in. Now again, keep the right knee tracking over the toes. Just be very careful about that knee collapsing inwards or indeed outwards too much to the right. Let's go for 4. Let's go for 3. Let's go for 2. And then bring it all the way back in on 1. Well done. From here, take a deep inhale in. Exhale your chin to your chest. Roll down from your spine in top pose, well done again. And stay down. So step your knees back. So your knees on your hips. Keep your toes tucked and sit back to your heels. This is a nice way to stretch our ankles. Doesn't necessarily feel like the nicest. If you're not in love with this particular position, you could always roll your mat up, and what you would do is have your knees a little bit more elevated. If you've got a block, that might also feel better as well. Also, you can put like a rolled up blanket or cushion behind you to sit on so you're not going as deep into your heels. So if you want to find other props to use around you, feel free to do that. Good way to stretch and strengthen your ankles. Hold it here, keep it back nice and upright. Breathe into it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just tap your feet out, and we'll do that one more time. So again, tucking your toes, sitting back to your heels, using whatever props you need to have either under the knees or under your bottom here, so you're not as deep into that stretch that feels too intense for you. Keep it back upright. Inhale, exhale, releasing into that stretch. Again for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release and done. Now step your left foot in between your hands, so your left knee is indeed over your ankle. Shimmy your right knee back, so it's not directly underneath your hip. Sit up tall, interlace fingers onto your left thigh, and then sink now into your right hip. Actually do look to keep your left knee though over your ankle rather than going knee over toes here. We're stretching into our right hip flexor. Breathe into that stretch, deep inhales and exhales. Now, this isn't for everyone, so if you need to stay in the hip flexor stretch, go ahead and do so. But if it's okay for you to do the quad stretch, and you'll know based on your own knees here, you want to bend your right knee, take the left hand behind, so opposite hand to knee, to get more of the quad stretch, and more of the lower part of the thigh, the hip flexor stretch to the top of your thigh, quad stretch, lower part of the thigh, a little rotation there to get deep into a quad stretch. But if it's not for your knee, then just stay in the hip flexor stretch, absolutely fine. And then release your right foot down, step your left knee back, bring your right foot forward, so your right knee again is tracking over the ankle, left knee is a little bit more behind your left hip, into hip flexor stretch first. So interlace your fingers on top of your right thigh, look to keep your right knee over the ankle this time as you sink into left hip, stretching the top part of your left thigh here, your hip flexor, with hip flexor stretch, shoulders drawn back and down. And either stay here or if it's okay for your knee, then we bend the left knee, we take the right hand behind, so opposite hand to the knee, we draw the hip a bit more towards the bottom, and we get more of that quad stretch in the lower part of the left thigh, rotation to the right as we do that. Come back through centre, frame your right foot, step your right knee back, and then one final stretch here, swing around. Keep the bend in your left knee, extend your right leg out, right leg nice and long. For any of you who do yoga, think like Janu Shashasana, if I pronounce that right, I always pronounce my Sanskrit wrong. We reach the arms up. Now we want to hinge forwards and either take your hand to your shin, your hands to your shin, or your hands to your toes, as long as you're not rounding your back. If you're collapsing your chest, you are rounding your back. Chest is open, you don't have to touch your toes. I'm going to go with my hands to shins today. Shoulders drawn back and down. We're just keeping the right knee bent to get more of a stretch in that right side quad, so left knee bent to keep more stretching that right side quad, calf would be the correct one there, into the calf. And let's change size. Bring the right knee into bend now, left leg nice and straight. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then lengthen into the gentle forward fold here. So hands to shins, I would say for most of us. If you're taking hands to toes or to the arch of the foot, keep the spine straight. We're not doing a yoga pose, you don't need a deep bend here, deep forward fold. We're just trying to stretch a bit more into the calf, hamstrings here. And then bring yourself back to centre. From here, interlace fingers in front of you, round through your arms, back and shoulders, like you're trying to pull the hands apart. And reach your palms up to ceiling, around and down. Simply for me to say thank you so much for joining me in this Pilates Runners class today. As always, I hope you enjoy my classes. Do go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified each time I upload a new video. Until next time, have a great day.